All right, welcome to part 5, which is actually your vehicle part 2. So we couldn't do this part until we figured out how many days long the trip was. So we had to kind of split the vehicle stuff up. So what we're going to do now is we're going to fill out the table at the top only is if you're renting. Oh, oops, I got to go to the right page. I always forget to do that. Okay, so this is what you fill out if you're using rental vehicles. Okay, you do all 3 of those because you compared 3 cars. If you're using your own car, you would do 2 rental vehicles, and then you would do this part. So you can compare your car to the rentals. Okay, so I'm going to do all the parts. If you're doing the rental, you'll just do the top box. If you're doing the rental and your own car, you'll do all the boxes, except for you wouldn't do this last box. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take the cars that I compared. I compared a Tacoma. Okay, and I guess I should say vehicle, not car. Then I compared the Pilot. Those are the 2 rentals. My trip is 17 days long. So I'm going to put a 17 and a 17. The cost of the rental. So on this front page here of part 2, it tells you how much the car costs per day in this bottom row. So the Tacoma is $50 a day. So I'm going to do 17 times 50. But that's not 50. So it's 17 days at $50 a day. Okay. So I'm going to use my calculator. 17 times 50 gives me $850. Okay, that's just what it costs to rent the Tacoma. Then on the second page of that, I figured out the gas for the Tacoma using my mileage. And my gas was $532.14. So if the mileage of this trip was accurate and gas was the same price that I said it was in the project, it would cost me a total of I'm going to add those 2 together. It would cost me a total of $1,382.14 to rent the Tacoma and put gas in it. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing for the Pilot. I'm borrowing it for 17 days, and according to the chart, the Pilot is $45 a day. So it's going to be a little bit less, so 17 times 45. And I get $765. And the gas for the Pilot that I figured out was a lot less because it gets better gas mileage, $379.26. Okay, so I add those 2 together, $379.26. And I get a total of $1,144.26. Okay, again, this is hypothetical. We drew straight lines. The gas isn't exactly 217 right now. Okay, if I did a rental, I'd fill out the 3rd one. Then I would go to the last question at the bottom. But however, in this project, I've used my own car. So I'm going to do this part right here. So you only have to do this part if you used your own car. Okay, so my car was a RAV4. I'm driving 3,675 miles. It cost me, if I go back to my sheet, it says part 5. So part 5 is right here. It cost me 33 cents a mile to drive my own car. So I'm going to put 0.33. Then I'm going to multiply that by, and it says right here, the total miles times the depreciation cost. So I'm going to take 3,675 times 0.33. So it cost me $1,212.75 to take my own car. Okay, obviously that's not money out of my pocket, but that's how much my car is going to go down in value. Now, the gas for my own car, I figured out to be $363. Oops, I should have made that a little bit bigger. $363.09. Okay, now I'm going to add them together. So plus $363.09, I get $1,575.84. Okay. On paper, my car is the most expensive to take. All right. So you have a couple of options. The last question down here says, write a few sentences describing the vehicle that you plan to use and why. Consider the activities that you're doing and how many people are going, because you got to fit everybody in, right? And then describe how you use the map to make this decision. So if this was the real world, I wouldn't have to give anybody $1,575 for the use of my own car. That would come out later, okay? However, if I wanted to rent a car, that would be money out of my pocket. I'm gonna pretend that this is money out of my pocket because it's gotta come out of your budget. So after all this, I love my car, but I don't wanna put the miles on it and I don't wanna pay more. So I'm gonna take the Pilot. All right. The Pilot's the cheapest. So I picked the Pilot. So I'm going to write that. And it's the cheapest. It doesn't put miles on my car. It's got a lot of cargo space. And I know that the Pilot has clearance. Because I want to do some like hikes that you have to get to on dirt roads, and I could keep going. There's a lot of reasons. I could have easily picked the Tacoma and put a cover on it. Maybe they come with them. I don't know, because it's all burly and can go everywhere. I could have taken my own vehicle. That's fine too. You don't have to pick the cheapest vehicle. You just have to justify at the bottom of the page why you picked what you picked. Okay. I don't think I would have known that. I've never priced out how much it costs to take my own vehicle on a trip. I probably should, because I'd be saving money on my car in the long run. So if I was to sell my car for $6,000 right now, after this trip, it would only be worth $4,500. Actually, it'd be worth $1,200 less. So it'd be worth a lot less. So you just kind of have to weigh those things out. Okay, cool. That is part 5. Let me know if you have any questions. All right, see ya.